Okay, everybody. Hello, welcome. My name is Brittany Hall, and I'm going to be facilitating tonight. And I am so excited to be on with some awesome ladies who are going to share their story. And I just want to remind everybody these stories of transformation, they are amazing. And these are just their personal story. We can never make claims, but they're going to share just the awesome experience that they had with our program. And we're going to also be talking about how to set clear intentions for the new year. It's a new decade, like 2020. It's so exciting. So I'm going to just kick us off here. Let me share my screen with everybody. Get all this out of the way. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So we are going to really, our theme tonight is setting intentions for 2020. So you're going to hear, like I said, from some awesome ladies tonight, and myself included in that. And then really where we were when we started out on our health journey, where kind of what we went through, what our transformation was, and then, really where we want to see ourselves in this next year. We want to share that with you and hope to inspire you to create some of your own intentions and goals for this new year. Okay, so like I said, my name is Brittany Hall, and that is me on the left side of the screen. That is my transformation photo, and as you can see, that is just a physical transformation. It's just a picture, right, of what I looked like, right, when I had, I think, a 4-month-old, my daughter who's now 7, but that's where I was. And then this picture is actually a year old, but I've been maintaining that same physical body for a couple of years. And actually, I think that I've even grown since then in a lot of areas with my own physical health. But that is just a picture. And, but you know what? It represents what how I physically changed. I'm going to stop my share. And actually, real quick, that picture in the middle, that is really what inspired me to get healthy in the first place. Is I wanted to be a really great mom for my 2 little kids. I wanted to be able to run and jump and play and not be out of breath or tired. I wanted to be a vibrant, healthy mom and a really good example to my daughter. She's my firstborn. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I want to get this off the screen. There we go. Okay, so like I said in that picture where I'm holding that baby, my baby girl, Ava, who's now 7.5, I was probably at the largest size that I had ever been. And you know what? I have to always give this disclaimer. I never didn't like myself. I think that we always assume when we talk about getting healthy and creating a transformation, then we think, oh, they must have hated where they were before. I didn't hate myself. I always loved myself. I was always very confident. And I just didn't know what was possible. So I feel like I was really trapped in that body of mine. And I had gone through a lot of emotional stuff before we had my daughter. I had suffered miscarriages over the course of a year. That was very emotional, not knowing like, will I be able to have a baby? And then there's that weight gain that comes with those pregnancies and then kind of start over. And I know that sounds kind of depressing, but that's really what I was going through. And then I had a healthy pregnancy with Ava, and I gained 50 pounds on top of the weight that I had already gained. And I remember leaving the hospital over 200 pounds, and I thought that was a number I would never see on the scale. And I thought, oh my gosh, I think I had only lost 10 pounds, from having her. And I thought I was going to lose all 50. How many of you women out there are like, that's going to be me? All the baby weight's going to be gone, like magic. And turns out I had a lot of work in front of me. So I was like, I did what I had kind of thought I knew what I should do. And just to give you guys also a disclaimer, I have my Bachelor of Science in Human Biology and Health. I am a fitness instructor, a personal trainer. I mean, you would think that I would have this figured out, and I really didn't. And with all that in my head of I should know what I'm supposed to do, I was so frustrated because nothing was happening. I was trying really hard. I was thinking about it. I knew I needed to do something, and nothing was changing. And so that was a lot of years of frustration. I had done things where you drank shakes, cleanses, tracked every single thing you ate, the food calculators, any calorie deficit thing that I could do. I was working out 10 hours a week, and that helped a little bit, but it could never get me to a healthy weight. And that's when I started to accept my reality of I'll never be able to be to a certain size. I could never be at that weight. I started to limit myself with what was possible. And then I met my health coach. and my entire world really changed. And I had dropped that last 20 pounds in about 6 weeks. We were moving into a new house. I had I think a 4 and 2-year-old at that point. And life was crazy. And I loved that I found something that would fit my busy schedule. And so I was so thankful for that. And, I was enjoying this new body and my new wardrobe and all these things. And so, like I said, you can look at that picture and you can see a very physical transformation. But what you don't see is the amazing friendships that have come from being a part of our community. You don't see how my husband and my relationship, it's always been good, but it's blossomed even more. I have just the mental freedom and development to be a present mom, and just to know that we're never over, we're never done, right? So that's my biggest encouragement to every single person that watches this, is know that you are not at like your best ever. We're always growing, we're always changing, and there's always more. Not in a like a greedy way, but just kind of in like, what else am I capable of? And so that would be my biggest piece of advice for anybody that's watching this, is know that anything that you want is possible. Because I went from thinking that nothing else was possible for me, accepting my reality, to creating a completely different life for me and my family. And so it's been an amazing journey. So that's just a little bit of my story. And now I'm really excited to share with you all some other awesome stories. So I'm going to bring on our next speaker, who is going to be Miss Lena. So Lena, are you here, girl? Hey.
Yeah, hey, I'm ready.
All right, Lena is ready. So I actually met Lena at the gym through her sister, Sandra, who was a client of mine eventually. But I knew these girls from the gym. We were like working it out. And so I just love Lena's energy. She has such a fun, awesome, as you can see, I put this picture up because every time I see Lena doing anything, she is just living life to her fullest. And so Lena, go ahead and just share your story.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I feel honored to be here today and share my story with you guys and simply be a part of a great community. So my health journey, I was always a little bit cautious to share my story because I didn't feel like I had an epic weight loss story, and like most of the stories I had seen before. So that kind of made me hesitant to share my health journey. And sadly, my sister couldn't be here tonight with me because she's sick, but she's the reason I got inspired to join program. So my health journey started out by watching my sister get healthy. She started doing program and lost the weight she wanted to, and I just watched her gain more confidence and feel better about herself, which was super inspiring to me. And because of her journey, it actually led to one of the most inspirational stories for me that I have witnessed, and that was watching my mom get healthy. My mom was suffering from depression and constant body aches, and she was always kind of unhappy, and it was sad for us to witness as her kids, because we tried, but nothing really helped. But because of my sister getting healthy, my mom just became a totally new person, which was awesome. Like, my mom has a bunch of friends now. She probably has more friends than us, but she's just an amazing person, and we owe it all to my sister for finding Brittany and deciding to join program, and kind of watching those two get healthy, and inspired me. And I knew that I wanted to coach, but I didn't want to start coaching until I tried program. And part of me was like, well, it worked for them, how's it going to work for me? Like, I go to the gym, I work out, but I hit a plateau. I was probably working out every day for an hour, 7 days a week, and I just plateaued. It was kind of discouraging. I didn't have a whole lot of weight I wanted to lose, so that wasn't my incentive to be a coach or join program. It was mainly just watching my mom and sister get healthy that I knew I wanted to help other people. So by doing that, I actually started doing program, and I ended up losing 10 pounds. And I got to watch my wife also. I kind of coached her through it. That she was my first real client. So she lost 20 pounds. But the thing that people don't really realize is when we started program, we were probably at our busiest time of life. We were going through some changes with her job, her adapting to her job, and we were also in the process of buying a house and planning a wedding. So we could have had so many excuses to be like, oh, well, let's just wait till after we buy a house. Let's just wait till you adapt to your new job and just get comfortable. Well, let's just wait till after the wedding. No way were we going to wait till after the wedding. Like, we wanted to look good for the wedding, but we persevered through it. There was no excuse. We didn't stop socializing, which I think sometimes people think that just because you're not eating junk food or like you can't go out to the bar, you can't hang out with friends, but you can. You just have to make it work and let your friends know, like, hey, I'm in this journey and don't pressure me to drink. And they just support you. So that's really what inspired me to help other people. My sister, first of all, by starting and changing her life, and then watching my mom completely transform her life. And then the real one was too that my wife and I got healthy. She felt better. I felt better too. I leaned down and lost 10 pounds, which I didn't really think I was going to, but I did. It's just the beauty of science. So it was awesome. And then for me, what I truly want for next year is to give people more freedom, because I feel like I've gained a lot of freedom by coaching, and I want to give that back to people just like my coaches gave that to me. So thanks so much for listening to me today, and I appreciate you guys.
That was so awesome, Lena. Thank you so much. I love that you talked about surrounding yourself with people that are going to like support you when you're like, friends, don't pressure me. We're doing this. And, you know, it just shows that, you know, life doesn't have to stop. We have to live our lives, and food is life. We have to eat, right? But it's just, you know, making these choices that are going to really support our health and what our goals are. And so I love that. And you know what too, Lena, like you saying, I just lost 10 pounds. I've done the same thing. Like, I just lost 20 pounds, you know, and I really wanted to lean out. But that 20 pounds forever changed my life, you know? And I think the thing too, that's so great about what we do is we realize, I'm not scared about ever gaining weight back, you know, because I have this really great tool and I have a really great coach for the rest of my life. And I have this awesome community and the accountability of helping others. And so I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. So next, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our next speaker. So Miss Alicia, let me unmute you. All right. So next, let me get the slide right. There we go. Okay. I love her transformation every time I see it. I met Alicia when she was kind of already in her after phase. So through a good friend of ours, Kendra, who is also one of my clients and a coach. And you guys, this is just really showing you the ripple effect of helping people. So Alicia, you are unmuted, girl. Go ahead and just share your heart, share your story with us. And this is her beautiful family over there on the right side of the screen as well. She has 2 beautiful boys and her husband, and I just love it. So go ahead, girl.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brittany, for having me on here tonight. So I just want to share with you guys a little bit about my transformation. So it really started for me, after high school. So I was very active in sports. Like, I was in volleyball, basketball, softball, all through high school. And once I was done with high school, I was like, oh, when I get to college, I'm going to continue. Like, food, it's not going to be an issue anymore. But you know, life really changes when you head to college. You eat at the cafeteria, or like me, I would stop at McDonald's every single morning and I would have 2 Egg McMuffins on my way to school. I was always in a rush because I would come home on the weekends to see my boyfriend, who is now my husband. So I would just have to hurry, pop in something easy, and, you know, it ended up being McDonald's every day. So after that, we were married 2 years and we had our first child. And between that point, I gained probably a good 30 to 40 pounds between, you know, high school and when I had my first child. And after I had my first child, I lost a little bit of weight, not a lot, but I just figured that's who I was. That's, you know, it's just life, and I can try to diet here and there if I want to feel better, but I just figured that's what it was. And So I continued life. 2.5 years later, I had my next child. 3 years later, next child. Gained some more weight, and I was at my all-time heaviest of 225 pounds. It was, like I said, something that I just thought that's who I was. I was miserable. I was tired. I did not have the energy to sit on the floor and be with my baby. It was a really hard point in my life. Family pictures I hid behind my kids because I didn't want to show the excessive rolls that I had, because shirts were tight, and that's just how I was. So that was kind of the final straw for me. Is I just knew that I needed to make a change, and there was programs out there. So I decided to do one program, and it was counting points, and you had to weigh, measure, track in a calculator how many, every time you ate something. And I could lose 20 pounds on that. But once I lost 20 pounds, I'm like, yes, I'm down to like 200 pounds. I did it, I just didn't think I could go any further than that. I just figured that was my life. And, here I am. Well, I have a really good friend, Kendra, and she was on kind of the same situation I was. She had her last baby. She was depressed. We emotionally eat. We have all these issues. And she had finally said enough was enough and wanted me to join this program with her. And I said, oh no, I'm just going to continue doing the program I'm on. I've lost 20 pounds. I've maintained it. I'm just going to hold out. But I'll watch you and I'll support you and encourage you. Well, here she is a month in, she's down 10, 15 pounds, 2 months in, more weight, and so after 3 months of watching her, she had lost 30 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been stuck at 20 pounds for who knows how long. And so I talked to my husband about it. But for me, I had a concept of it was too expensive. I didn't know where I was going to come up with the extra money. Our budget was already tight. We have 2 kids. And my husband just kept telling me, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. So he was so supportive the whole time. But I had this talking in my head, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. And one night I finally just had this total mental breakdown. And my husband's like, you need to call Kendra and you need to order your whatever she's doing. And I'm like, okay. I didn't do a health assessment. I didn't do anything. I just said, Kendra, I need to do what you're doing. And so I signed up under her and went through the process. In 5.5 months, I had lost 40 pounds. I have been able to maintain that 40 pounds for the last 18 months. And after my 5.5 months, it was June, July of last year. And my mom and I and Kendra and her mom all do a girls' weekend in Spokane, Washington. And my mom had been watching for a long time, and my mom had been doing everything also. She has tried everything and nothing, because she could never keep it off. It always just came back on. And after that weekend of just her, Kendra and I just dripping, seeds on her and loving on her, she finally said she was ready. And I decided to coach her. It was just an awesome, I never thought my mom would ever try it. Because she had tried everything. She was pre-diabetic. She was several pounds overweight. She was high blood pressure, all of these other things. And she is down now over 75 pounds off of all her medication. So she's really the reason I became a coach, because I knew I could really help her. So that is really my why on why I became coach, because to help my mom. But it has changed so much more in my life than just, one person. I have had the opportunity now to help several people, and I have been able to now come home and stay home and help others. I was in a job for 12 years that I was not happy with. And, I've just built myself up now. I have way more confidence. My stress is gone. But one of the best things about coaching is, like Lena said, is the community. We have an awesome group of, I'm not going to say women, because it's not just women, it's men and women, and it's awesome. I have met so many cool people. that I would have never met in my life if I wouldn't have taken this opportunity. So in 2020, my goal is first for myself is to start the next part of my life, which is adding in motion, adding in more exercise, things like that. Now that I am at a healthy weight and I have the energy to go and do that. And then to give the same opportunity that I had to others. This opportunity is so awesome and amazing that I just can't wait to share with as many people as I can to help them change their life. So that's what I have. And thanks for letting me share, Brittany.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alicia. I love that. You guys, don't you just love her heart? And when you were speaking about your mom, I thought, well, yeah, that's why I became a coach too, was to help my mom and dad. And, that turned into my sister and a bunch of our friends and just so many people. And what an honor that we, get to help other people really create health in their life. You guys, you can't even put a dollar amount on being healthy, feeling good in your body, being able to run around with your kids, doing fun things, having energy, to go and do stuff. And then coaching is so rewarding. Of course, rewarding just personally. It's that heart work that we get to do when we help others that just fills our cup. But we also, it's very financially rewarding. Like Alicia just said, she gets to be home. She's there when her kids get off of school, she's going to be home with them all Christmas break. That starts next week for most people. Same thing for me. I have really great flexibility with my kids. If they're sick, I'm home with them. It's a huge gift. And, I think that the biggest thing is that people, myself included, you guys, I was so skeptical of this program for years. I watched people in our town melt away. And I thought that it was just some crazy diet they were doing. Little did I know, what this really was. And thank goodness that I finally had just reached my limit, that I thought, gosh, fine, okay, I'll try it, whatever, we'll see. And then it just really opened up my eyes to what's possible. And so now I want to talk to you about really moving into this next year and creating transformation in your life wherever you desire it. It doesn't necessarily have to be health related, right? But I'll tell you something, is a lot of times when you get physically healthy, you are so much more capable of doing things than you would be if you weren't. And so now I really want to talk to you about setting an intention for the new year. Like I said, it's not just a new year, it's a new decade. 2020, this could really, if you decide this could be the very best year of your life. I'm committed to making it the very best year of my life. I did not share my intentions. I forgot that part. But in 2020, I want to do some sort of physical challenge, some sort of endurance challenge that is going to force me to train, to be consistent, and really push myself harder physically than I ever have before. So that might look like running a half marathon or doing one of those like obstacle races. I've never done that. So something like that might be, and I'm sure my husband will just partner with me in that and totally be my buddy on that. And then I also want to create more abundance in not only in our personal life, but I want to help others create abundance in their lives. Because I think a lot of times we just think that it is what it is. Like Alicia said, this is my life, right? And this is just the way it is. You can either choose to accept your current reality and that's just what it's going to be, or you can choose to create more. You can choose that you want to have abundance and not scarcity or lack. You get to choose. And so let's just talk about how to set an intention. And then the biggest part of this, you guys, is following through every single day. So you have to decide what you want. And this isn't just like, oh, I want this. Okay, I'll do that. No, I want you to spend time thinking about it. What do you really want in this new year? What do you want for your life? And then why is it important to you? Why do you want it? We have to emotionalize it. We have to know, for me, I thought I had 5 pounds to lose, turned out it was 20, but I didn't even know what that was going to do for me. But there was a whole, confidence that came with that, just feeling good in my body. It was just such a ripple effect into so many things that changed for me. So really, why do you want it? Why do you want to be healthy? Why do you want a new job? Why do you want your relationship to get better? Why do you want to be a more present parent? Think about that. What would that do for your life, for your kids, for all those people around you that you come in contact with? Because let me tell you what, if you're grouchy and you don't feel good, it's going to affect everybody that's in your circle. Everybody you come into contact with is going to get a little bit of that. So do you want to show up energetic and vibrant and happy and joyful and put that out there to everybody else to get a little bit more of? I would say that that's probably the better side to be on. So then you have to come up with a plan, right? Ideas are great. Goals are great. But if you don't have a plan to achieve them, what's the point? And I would just want to ask you to be really, really honest with yourself for a minute and say, what did I start out 2019 saying that I was going to do? And did you do it? And it's okay if you didn't, or if you were halfway there, that's still progress. But there might be some people watching this that go, I didn't make any progress, because a lot of times by January 15th, we forgot about what we wanted because life happened, right? And then we just get into that same rat race. So come up with a plan. Probably the biggest thing, the best thing that you can do for your goal is find someone who's accomplished it and ask them for help. A lot of times I think we frown on asking for help because that makes us vulnerable. It makes us look like we don't know what to do. And you know what? I had to accept that I didn't know what to do, even though I do have my degree, even though I'm in the fitness industry. I didn't know how to lose weight. I didn't know how to lose weight. And so I met somebody who did, and she helped me. And now I get to help other people because now I have the knowledge and I get to share. And then you have to make that commitment every single day, because do you know what? No, like I said, it doesn't have to be a health related goal. It could be a relationship goal. It could be a parenting goal. Whatever it is, you might wake up one day and not feel like it. And all that willpower is out the window, right? But you have to go back to yourself. You have to stop yourself and say, what do I really want? And really challenge that way of thinking and those old habits, because you guys, habits die hard. So that's why it's so important that we help people create new habits, because everything we do is pretty much habitual. And so now I just want you to think about this for a second. Really think on this quote. Our intention creates our reality. So I want you to think about what is going to be your reality in 2020. What in December of 2020, when we're moving into 2021, a year from now, are you going to say, I did it? My life looks radically different. Are you going to evolve? Or are you going to live the exact same year? And 2020 is going to look just like 2019. So you get to choose. That's the amazing, brilliant, and kind of scary part, is that you get to choose your reality. You get to choose how your day went today. You chose for it to go that way, or how you reacted to situations. That's all your choice. And so now I just want to share with you a little bit. If it is health that you're seeking, and I'm guessing, if you're watching this, you're probably kind of curious what all of us energetic, healthy people are doing, right? What are those people all about? And maybe you haven't committed to getting on the phone and finding out, which plan would be best for you. And so I'm going to give you a really brief, very brief overview of our components. So we have multiple components to our program because we don't want you to do another diet. If we gave you a food plan and said, eat this, and you lost some weight, that would be another diet, just like anything else. Is ours superior to pretty much, to everything out there? Absolutely, because it's scientific. And if you follow it, it works. It's not just another one of these gimmicks that we talk you into buying. So we, sold you something. That's not what we want to do. We want to help you change your life. And so that woman in the top left, she is representing your free health coach. And so everybody needs a coach. I believe that every single person needs somebody to help guide them, keep them accountable, and that's what your coach is going to do for you. And then along with that support and guidance, we have our community. Our community is positive. They want you to win. They want to help you, in whatever way they can. I always say, if our program was a church, your coach is the pastor and your community is the congregation, right? We want those things. We need that. And then we have our amazing transformational system, which you can see those books in the app down there. And that's Dr. A's brand new, launched in August, totally redone Habits of Health transformational system. And so that is what's going to help you change your habits. We take you through that just little by little. It's not something you have to dive right into, but you just take it a little bit at a time. That is going to help you change your life and really tap into what's going on. That's going to help you connect with yourself, connect with your thoughts, connect with your life. And then we're going to help you shift it into the area that you want to go. And then last but not least, we do have rock solid fuel plans. Like I said, if you follow our fuel plan, whichever one's best for you, and I encourage you, if you're looking for better health, reach out to the person who invited you to this or who sent this to you and figure out which one would be best for you. And so, like I said, it's all very scientific. It's formulated perfectly, and it's very structured, and it's very easy because we want to make it simple for you to get to a healthy weight. And then we help you transition and maintain that healthy weight. So I am just going to stop this share. And I just want to thank our presenters tonight. I thank you so much for sharing your transformations. I appreciate it so much. You know, couldn't do this without people willing to come on and be a part of this. And we are going to have another one next Sunday as well. And so tune in for more stories. It's going to be amazing. And like I said, if you are looking for better health, or you're looking to create goals in 2020 and change the way that you're living your life, reach out to the person who sent this to you, because they can help you. Because if you're looking to change your health, they've done it. Like I said, get in contact with somebody who's done what you want to do, and they will help you walk down that road, and they will just do it hip to hip with you. So thank you everybody so much. It is 6:31. So we did it.